So we're probably going to do multiple videos here, but I'm so excited to be in Grays Ferry, South Philadelphia, with our friend, Airbnb owner, local American citizen, Aaron Humphrey, and we can talk about his district council experience in a little bit. But inquiring minds want to know, let me just ask the general question. What is it like to live in Philadelphia? If you don't mind sharing.
Okay, Gregory. It took a lot getting used to it. It really did, because coming from a big city like New York City and actually living in South Philly more than anything, which is residential and it feels more like the suburban part of the 5 boroughs in New York City, like Queens, it took some getting used to. I wasn't used to not hearing fire trucks go by. I heard fire trucks all the time. It took a while to get used to people look at you strange when you say hi to everybody you pass by. Hey, hi. I had someone actually tell me, "You're not from here, are you?" I said, "Why do you say that?" They said, "Because you said hi to me." I was like, "Oh wow, is that bad or is that good?" And I said, No, it's great, welcome. But I really came here just to really slow things down. In New York City, the pace was fast. Everything was work, and then family, religion, personal time, your own. They say the difference between New Yorkers and living down south, and I feel like when you live in South Philly, it's more like southern living in a way, because in South Philly, it's family first.
Yes.
Then, church, then, your job, and then family set forth.
So this is the city of neighborhoods, and this neighborhood, just as you put it, I love how you said it, it's family, it's very residential, it's very rural in a sense. It's not the hubbub, the busy center city. It's very family friendly. It's very neighborhood. You know who your neighbors are. You recognize your neighbor's car. You guys save each other's places to park even. People always want to know about is it safe? Tell me about crime. Do you feel safe? Generally, and we won't edit any of this out, I promise.
Okay.
Even the bad stuff.
Okay, do I feel safe from Mother Nature out here? Because we got raccoons and possums, which I never seen before in person in New York City. I see them in zoos, but in New York City, we have more possums, alley cats, and raccoons. I only seen one mouse one time, and that was actually in a cat's mouth. And I'm like, oh my gosh, but no rats, no mice, which is so hard for me to get used to, living in Manhattan next to the river and stuff, but wildlife just takes you getting used to it, and if it's that big of a problem, then you call, what do you call that? I think wildlife, whatever.
Yeah, they have the control, right.
But as far as crime, it's way better now. It's way better. When I first came here, I was telling you that my real estate agent said, "Aaron, give it 5 years." She said first, one of the original places I liked, because I was about to move to Point Breeze, because she said Point Breeze is not bad, Really, I was about to go to, I went to, like most New Yorkers, go to Fishtown.
Yeah. Fishtown
was basically former New Yorkers that got priced out, that came over here with their artsy ways and stuff like that. Take some empty building, make it to like a little compound, little coffee shops, and bring that bohemian lifestyle. So in New York City, I used to hang out in Bushwick, Brooklyn, where we had the bohemian type of artists and stuff like that. And I was a former screenplay writer, so I kind of like that artist lifestyle. But when I came here, I was too late to kind of buy in Fishtown, because the frenzy was already now.
The boom has boomed.
Exactly, and it's on decline now. Now it wasn't any renovated houses for the same price. Now you're getting houses that weren't even renovated at all for the same asking price as a completely renovated house. And then when they tried to, go to East Kensington, was supposed to be a spill-off of Fishtown. It wasn't really a spill-off. You still were next to, not too far from Allegheny, and you had that type of opioid culture.
Yes.
That was.
Absolutely, and the culture you call it, and the element. It's not far from there at all. I do want to say about Grays Ferry, which is smart, as you were kind of alluding to, or at least what I was taking from it is, this is the booming area now. It has boomed, but it's on its way up, and it's still up, and it's up. So have you missed the boom? Yeah, kind of, but you're not. Fishtown, I missed the boom. You could still get in here. There's places right across the street, right in this neighborhood for sale, that you could improve, but Grays Ferry, Devil's Pocket, and right on the other side of the river is Pennovation. I came in off that new bridge that they did. They're redoing.
Pennovation really is on this side now.
Right.
Because University of Penn's expanding this way, because I think it was Drexel that took the western part.
Yes.
It was Temple that took the northern part.
Got it.
And the only place for UPenn to expand was across the bridge, the southern
Right.
part. And they I heard were the ones when I did my research, because I did a lot of research in New York City before I came here. People said, Aaron, if you could just pack up and go to some strange place that you know very little about, even though I did go to boarding school in Pennsylvania out here, they said, in high school, they said, just do your research. And I found out that not only you got Schuylkill River Trails that's expanding here, and it's almost here, I'll show you that later on, but that University of Penn was buying up a lot of land here. And they want to put their professors and put some of their faculty over here because it's more residential. It has more parks over here, more, they said the streets were like wider, the blocks are bigger, it's next to a river, and they had a vision here. That's why they put a bus line here 2 years before I got here.
And you also mentioned, which I want to echo, we talked about, I mean, this house is on the end, it's the end of the row, but it's a wider home. The houses are wider here. The streets are wider. The parking on most blocks on both sides of the street. And when I got here and said, oh, did you have trouble parking? And I didn't. Now, it's early in the day, and most people are at work, or they're pretending to be at work. But this is a very easily, more in my opinion, easier to park. Easier to get around.
Well, I was just joking when I said that, saying Chief honestly, because I know that around here parking is plentiful. Nighttime it may be a little challenging, but you still got blocks you can park a block or two away. I mean, we're the only section still that doesn't have permit parking yet. It's happened in Point Breeze. They asked my block captain, Charles Reeves, across the street. You know, he's cool, the councilman now, president of city council, Kenyatta Johnson, asked him like a couple years ago. He asked me, what do you think? Should we have permit parking here? And I said, not yet, because I mean, that's the reason why people love it here, because you can park any place, anytime, and you don't have to worry about getting a ticket or circling a block for like, you know, an hour or two.
The nauseating circling of the blocks, but also living close by and taking your parking spot. Let's say it's not your spot, but it is your spot. People are more respectable in this area where they actually do that for each other. All right, so now tell me, this is the other like gleaming question that's always asked. Talked about crime, talked about what it's like to live. So tell me about, like, is it walkable? Is it fun? Is it, oh, you're going to be bored? Is there a lot to do? Is it walkable? Is there a lot to do in this area?
Well, it's getting better now because, like I said before, it's sort of like the Queens of the 5 boroughs in New York City, where you go there to rest and to eat and sleep and to be with your family. We didn't have many places where people party and socialize. That's anything. I mean, other than parks. When I first came here, it was hard for me to get a roommate when I first came here before I did Airbnb, before I pulled my listing off just to have time to myself. But it was hard for me to get a roommate because all the university students said there's nothing to do here. You have no bars. Right. I think we only have like 2 or 3 bars that spread out within a 20, 30, 40 block radius and stuff. So they'd rather stay in West Philly because you go from one bar to another to another. What do you call it? Pub crawls?
Yes.
Bar hopping?
The staggering.
Exactly. Throw up here, do it again this other place, and pass that over there, then go. Over here we didn't have that, but now we got a lot of businesses coming here, such as Famous Pizza, I think it is, Pizza Shop over here. You also have, we have that right there that came not too many years ago, the Great Ferry's little mall area where you have Fresh Grocer and stuff like that, and McDonald's. But
and this is the telltale sign of gentrification, of booming, as I like to call it. It's all kind of, the booming part is when the commercial, the restaurants, the you said it, the shops, when they start coming in, that's the neighborhood turning, meaning getting better or improving, let's say.